All right, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back. I'm feeling pretty good today. I mean, my favorite team and my favorite player just clutched up in the plane last night, and they're going to be heading to the playoffs, which is not something you say a lot about the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's just the truth. It's the sad truth, but I mean, we're here now, man. I'm just so happy. It really was just a great game, entertaining game, a fun game. So I got a lot to talk about. So let's not stall here. Let's just dive right into it. So the Clippers, I'll talk about them first. I won't lie. Heading into the game, I was like, we're going to lose. I'm going to be honest. Just given the fact that when we did play the Paul George Clippers early in the season, like when Paul George was actually healthy, and when we played them, like, they destroyed us. I'm going to be honest. And given the combination of that and also the refs, like Ed Malloy, who's the other dude? But I'm saying, given also, like, the refs, I was like, this is a recipe for disaster. Even watching the game, I'm like, we're going to fold. But for some reason, we kept it close, and we pulled through, and it was just amazing. It really felt like we just won against all odds, like down 10 in the fourth. And D'Lo, Bev, Malik, Naz, Jaden, Vando, whoever else was out there, man, they pulled us through. They got us through the finish line, and it's just like, it really is amazing. It really was. But I will give a shout out to Paul George. That man, he had himself a game. I mean, 34 points, not on great efficiency. He was 0 for 7 for a stretch, but he played really good, even though they did lose. And whoever the Clippers face in the next playing game, I got them winning unless they seriously choke, and that would be embarrassing. But I got them winning just because this team without Kawhi Leonard made it to the conference finals last year. They're just so well coached, so versatile. I can't even believe we beat them, especially without Cat basically. Because he wasn't doing too much for us. Also, I just want to mention how this has all come full circle of early in the season we lost to the Clippers, we're on a losing streak. I made Timberwolves suck again or whatever video, and then now I'm making this video now that they have clinched the playoffs, and we beat the Clippers. It all came full circle. But now on the Wolves side of things, a few important players I should mention before I get into the three key players that I have to talk about. Here are a few other important players that played a huge role in the victory. Naz Reid, who did really solid with Cat fouling out, and I'm pretty sure the Clippers went small, and that's when Naz he really held it down. Vando was on the glass like crazy last night. Got 10 boards. It was honestly so impressive just how this man just snatches them out of the air and stuff. And also Malik Beasley, of course, too, was hitting clutch corner threes. It was very crucial to our late comeback in the fourth. Now, I want to talk about the three key guys who not only won us the game, but completely changed the culture of this team so we could be in the situation that we are in now, to be competing in the playoffs. Like I said, because this isn't a common thing historically for the Timberwolves. So first off, D'Angelo Russell. The first person I got to talk about is D'Angelo Russell. 29 points, tons of clutch buckets that kept us in the game and just kept our offense going. And I'm so happy this man had this performance on national television, given the narrative surrounding him. He's been loading for 7 years. He hasn't been an all-star in a while, but I still just feel like he's a very elite player. He's a great playmaker. And even though he could be inconsistent, at times he can just score points at will. He has such a high IQ. He's a good crunch time performer, and has also improved tremendously on defense this year. And I'm just happy that, people got to see how great D'Angelo Russell still is. Because I feel like a lot of people have just given up on him. I feel like that has made him, in my eyes, one of the most underrated players in the NBA. But now I do want to bring up the D'Lo Wiggins trade, because people were talking about during the game, Wiggins wouldn't do this for the Timberwolves, you know what I mean? And that is very true. I was looking for an opportunity for a while to finally get my take off about this trade. And my take is that I feel like it was really a win-win trade, and I feel like a lot of people were trying to say when Wiggins made his All-Star appearance that the Warriors won that trade, right? And I just felt, I don't know, I just didn't really agree with that. I feel like how much D'Lo has done for us in his time here. He's just a good presence to have on this team, this young with a lot of emotions. He's a guy who's also very young, like 26 years old. Like, technically he has just started to hit his prime years of his career, right? But he's just keeping his cool, and he's just like, and that's what I'm saying, he's so valuable to this roster in so many ways. And I feel like to say that we lose that trade, I just don't feel that way at all, And by the way, Wiggins has been great for the Warriors, I feel like. Like I said, he fits that roster, D'Lo fits ours. Wiggins fits their plans, D'Lo fits ours. It's a win-win trade, right? And also I want to talk about this D'Lo and backcourt. Because I remember, like, when watching the game, I was thinking about, like, it's just crazy that we're seeing this duo, like, take over a game together. And, like, recently, or even, like, a year ago, or, like, recently, like, we weren't sure if this backcourt would ever really work together. And here they are, literally working together in, like, one of the biggest games in franchise history, right? And that's just awesome. And it's really promising, moving forward. And, of course, I have to talk about Patrick Beverly, man. The man is phenomenal. Not just this game, but just the whole year. It's crazy to think that before Bev came to Minnesota, he was like one of my least favorite players. I think a lot of Timberwolves fans can also agree with that, or maybe not, I don't know. But I wasn't a big fan of him because he's the kind of guy that you love him when you're on your team, but you hate him when he's not on your team. He has become one of my favorite Timberwolves players ever. He gave this team an identity. He kept his promise of making us a playoff team, which he said, like, I think like the first day, media day, he said, yeah, we're going to the playoffs. I haven't missed the playoffs my whole career. He kept his promise. Great mentor and veteran for Ann and all the other young guys. I'm just so happy we have him on this team. And also signed him to an extension, so we also have him next year. And saving the best for last, the man himself, Anthony Edwards. Now, last night, when we needed someone to be that guy for us, while Cat got taken out of the game by the Clippers' defense in foul trouble, Ant became that guy. He so easily and effortlessly steps into that best player role for this team in a game with tons of significance. And I'm going to be honest, man, he just looked like a straight-up superstar at times. Like, the Clippers could not stop him. I'm just so happy that we drafted Ant back in 2020. Like, he helped change the culture. He helped make us relevant again. He's just such a great talent, All right, so I guess I do have to address, the whole memes and stuff coming out, and kind of like the Timberwolves getting clowned for the way they celebrated their playing victory. And I was going to make this whole entire, like when I originally recorded it, as you can hear, because, like, my voice is, like, different, because I literally just woke up. But I was going to, like, make this whole thing trying to, like, explain why, why they celebrated this way, why the fans were, why we're so hyped, But then I realized, like, they don't care. Like, the people who are clowning us for it, they don't care. And frankly, we don't need to justify ourselves to them. The players don't need to justify it. Like, people should just know. Like, if you follow basketball, you follow the Wolves, you should just know. If you don't, then, like, you're not going to. And frankly, like I said, people don't care. Like, the TNT crew, man, they don't care. This is probably, like, the third Wolves game they've watched in, like, the past 20 years. So why do they care? This is, like, the second time we made the playoffs in 20 years, Karl Kuzma doesn't care. That's the same dude who said that THT was on the Wolves, that he'd be Anthony Edwards or somebody. You know what I mean? Or LeBron laughing. Well, LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Like, these NBA players are tweeting from their couches. They're not even in the playoffs, not even in the play-in. So we really shouldn't have to justify ourselves to them, to the TNT crew, who really doesn't care. I promise you they don't care. The only people that do care obviously understand, like, they're not going to be clowning us, like I said, because they know what this franchise has gone through. They know how Pat Bev felt being his former team. They know how Ant felt, standing on the scores table, and why he did that, why he wants to embrace the fans after this win. And they know the significance of it. The players for the actual team know the significance of it. The media knows, or the beat writers and everybody knows the significance of it. And we don't need to justify that to anybody else if they don't understand, you know what I mean? And frankly, like I said, to the fans like me and myself, Obviously, it had me really heated. Like, even just last night, I was like in like hella, like all these ratios and stuff on Twitter. But that's what I'm saying, where it's like, and I realized like it just doesn't matter. Like, these dudes don't care. Yeah, they're conning us. They don't understand. They'll never understand. And that's okay, because the people who do understand, honestly, in a way, we kind of deserve to be the only ones who understand, in a way, you know what I mean? Because that way, we're the only ones who can really appreciate this win for what it is. And given how much heartbreak, how much, like, just disappointment we've seen in the past, like, we deserve this, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying to all the fans out there, including myself. Don't justify celebrating or, like, why this win means so much. Or you don't have to explain it, you know what I mean? Just celebrate it. Like I said, we should be celebrating this till Saturday, 2:30, when the ball tips off against Memphis. Like, because we just really got to appreciate, this moment and this, how much this means to, like, just everything, Yeah, it's a really big win. And like I said, people won't understand that, and that's fine. They don't need to. But that shouldn't change the significance of that win, you know what I mean? And that shouldn't take away from all that Pat Bev, all these guys have done. Just because people are like, oh, but they're trying to act like they won the NBA championship. Well, for us, it kind of felt like that, I'm going to be honest. Like, especially like where we were last season, to be where we are at now, man, just a huge accomplishment, man, like, for real. For everyone that has stuck around for, I don't even know, 5 years, 4 years, 14 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever, 30, shout out to you guys, everybody, for sticking through all that. And now we're here, actually being a respectable, relevant team again, and being an actual basketball team, basically, and having all this talent. And it's a beautiful thing. It deserves to be celebrated, like I keep on saying. And you don't have to justify it. Never feel like you have to. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's all I got for this video. You guys let me know what you guys think about the Wolves making the playoffs down below. Or, like, how you felt about the playing games. Are they W? Are they an L? Just let me know anything basketball related you want in the comments down below. And I'll catch you guys. Oh, yeah, also like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video, which will probably be coming soon. So, yeah, see you guys.